Right, so Sneako and Myron going back and forth over the Steve will do it situation, and y'all know on my channel, I'm a huge Sneako fan, but I'm not gonna lie, it looks like Myron took the cake on this one. Sneako is looking like you're more of an Aiden Ross person, if you know what I mean. You know, he's been hanging around Aiden Ross too much, bumping in shoulders with these people in the industry, saying, oh, Logan Paul's not a snake, Mike is not a snake, buddy. Okay, I'm gonna just play the whole, you know, the whole video. Listen, I was watching this live on stream. If you guys want to watch me live on stream, click the link in the description to watch me live on stream. Let's grab a comment. Okay, I'm gonna see you. Okay, I'm gonna leave. Okay.
What'd you think about the Logan Paul Steve situation?
Bullshit, bro. Super fucking gay. Look, I know Mike is your boy, so I'm gonna preface this with like, I know he's your guy, so
appreciate it, Thomas.
Whatever. But Mike is I've said he's a black me on fucking Twitter for calling him a and dating a whore. Like, that was gay, bro. Like, I'm gonna give you an example. If you came to the studio and me and you sat down and did an interview and you were drunk, before you were Muslim, of course, and you were drunk or some shit like that and the interview came out bad, I will not put it out, bro. I will not put it out.
That's true. But also, why you got to bear some responsibility. It's the same thing like you get in a car.
Nah, man.
Whoa, hold on. If you drink and drive, who's responsible when you crash into a tree?
Bro, listen, I can get what Sneako was saying, right? Imagine if this was like, remember back then when Fuzi went on the No Jumper podcast with Keemstar, Shane Dawson? Originally, it was a Shane Dawson interview, but then FuziTube crashed the interview. Of course, Adam22 is going to let it go. Of course, Adam22 is going to let it slide because you're bringing him content. He's not telling Fuzi to stop. You know what I mean? Fuzi's on his own, going there, belligerently drunk, going to the, to the No Jumper studio, and doing what he's doing on camera, right? So I can see what Sneako was saying, but at the same time, Adam22 and Fuzi really wasn't close friends and boys like that. Like, as you know what I mean? Steve would do it and Logan Paul and them, like, bro, like, they're more friends. We seen them more in public. We seen them more talk about how they're friends. You know, they're more in the same clique. You know, Nug Boys, Logan Paul, you know, Mr. Beast, a whole shit. You get me? Dana White. So it's like they're in that same type of clique. You feel me? So I'm not releasing that podcast. I'm gonna shut up, but I'm not releasing that podcast. It makes your friend look bad. You're just doing it for views. It's fucked up, but I'm gonna keep playing.
Drunk driver.
Fair.
Same thing.
Fair.
I think also, yeah, maybe they shouldn't have uploaded the podcast, but also
they definitely shouldn't have.
They should. Okay, but don't show up blackout drunk on an. It's cost like $10,000 setup. They have to pay for the crew. They need their time. Like, this is a lot of money at stake. Also, okay, I understand
Number
it.
One,
fair point.
I did the numbers. It was not no 10K, bro. That studio that they went to, it wasn't no 10K. Here's nothing.
Logan Paul's okay. I'm not trying to glaze, but Logan Paul's time at this point in his career, it's like almost, and Mike and all setting it up and coordinating. Yeah, I mean, at 5 to 10K.
Okay,
at least.
Fair. Let's assume it's 10K. Mike said that Steve, you're my boy, right? We all know Steve gives out millions of dollars, literally to homeless people all the fucking time, on and off camera. Steve, I guarantee you, yo, if you call him and said, yo, this interview was trash, you look like shit, look, we're gonna redo it. Can you cover the cost if they cared about money that much? Or you cover half or whatever. Steve would offer and say, you know what? I'll pay the money.
Fair.
I'm sorry. I'll come out and we'll do it good. Steve would have done that.
You don't see my point.
And that's his boy. That's his boy. No, I see your point. Hey.
Myron got Sneako with that one right there. I'm not gonna lie. He got Sneako. Y'all know I'm a huge Sneako fan, but bro, Myron got Sneako right there, bro. Bro, Steve would do it, just throws money away. Throws money away. I'm pretty sure Steve would do it, or his team or whatever, if they had the opportunity of, hey guys, do you guys like want to, you know, compensate us for, you know, this interview? We're not going to release it. It was just a bad interview, but you know, you wasted our time, you know, yada, yada, yada. We wasted this money. Can you compensate us? I'm pretty sure they would rather pay that money than to have this online and make his whole image look bad, because I'm not going to lie. Have you guys been peeping for the past 2 weeks or the past week? Steve Would Do has been going off on a rant and stuff like that. He's been saying, what's his name? The boxer. Ryan, I forgot his last name, but Ryan Garcia, you know, his girl cheated on him with Ryan Garcia, but then he took it back saying that, oh, he was wrong. So he's going off on rants. He's going, you know, he's going insane. So if that was my podcast, again, I would have done that. This is weird. You know how Logan Paul is. You know how Mike is. Totally snake energy.
Hey, the time is disrespectful.
No, that's not my point. That's not my point. Would you ever show up to a podcast blackout drunk, Myron?
Dude, I'm different.
Well,
I don't drink, bro. You know this.
Okay, would you ever show up inebriated? Say like you have medication because you broke your leg. Would you show up on Percocet? Would you show up in not the right mindset on a podcast? It's a simple question.
I personally wouldn't.
Okay, that's my point. Steve's a grown man. You just shouldn't do we need to start instead of saying, "Oh, what an asshole, what an asshole." You got to bear some responsibility. Don't show up blackout drunk on a podcast.
No, that's fine. That's fine. You know what, bro? If it was someone that you didn't know, like it was like a first time meet, that's fine. But bro, that's your friend. That's your friend, bro. Let me give you an example. I'll tell you a story right now. I don't think I told you the story before, but I told it to my people. I'll say it one more time for your people that are listening. I'll never forget this shit. Remember when 6ix9ine put Steve in a bad position with the fucking Perkio shit?
Yeah.
And the Haitians wanted Steve?
Yeah.
Fresh set up a meeting with the top Haitian nigga in the city, one of the rappers here.
Mm-hmm.
We had an on-camera discussion. We put the guy there. They squashed the beef because they wanted to kill Steve. They were looking for him. We fucking squashed that shit, had them talk it out, whatever. Steve comes to me and says, "Hey man, don't put out the interview." I said, "Cool." We put out the interview. I'm not half as close as Steve is to Mike. And I honor that, so I'm not gonna put it out. Because that's just the type of guy I am. Bro, if that's your boy, you guys are friends like that, and you know that the interview came out bad.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying.
I wouldn't put it out.
My point is.
Yes, Steve takes the L for showing up drunk. I said this already.
Okay.
I agree.
Okay.
That was the L for showing up drunk. But your job as a friend is if your friend is in a vulnerable spot and they look bad, it's not your job to make it worse. You talk to him also, hey, you fucked up, you showed up drunk, you're covering the next interview, and I know Steve would do it.
That's his name. The problem with fully placing the blame on Logan and Mike, and although you are saying that, is that I don't think that this is the first time. I think that this is a repeated problem. And if
that right there, right? Now let's bring it same with FouseyTube. If this is a repeated problem, why exploit the problem? Why keep milking the problem? Because now people made the same argument when Fousey was going on Bradley Martin's podcast. Other people's podcasts, I can't name them right now. People are saying you're using, like Aiden Ross's streams, you're using FouseyTube, you're using him for content when he was going on Neon streams, even Sneako streams. You're using him for content when he was going through his manic episode. So if this is a constant thing that Sneako is talking about, why keep using the same thing? Now, shouldn't you be the good person if this is your friend to, maybe put a stop to it? Maybe be like, you know what? Nah, you've been doing this way too much. You know what? Nah, let's not release this podcast. You know what? Because Impulsive is a big, top 10 podcast, you know what I mean, in America, probably. You're going to make him look bad. Impulsive is probably, top 3, top 5, and, for, YouTube podcast alone, you know what I mean? Like, YouTube culture podcast. You're going to make Steve look bad with this interview, right? Like Sneako was saying, if this is a constant thing, why make more clips of it? Why make it, a more thing? It just looks bad for your friend.
People don't call it out, then I think we're not seeing the bigger issue at play here.
Well, we don't know that. We don't know if this is the first time
that he's been. All right, it's not my.
Like now it's seeming like, is he beefing with Nelk or Steve will do it? You get me now? And now it's seeming like, yo, is he beefing with Nelk or Steve?
Problem. And if people don't call it out, then I think we're not seeing the bigger issue at play here.
Well, we don't know that. We don't know if this is the first time
that he's been. All right, it's not my issue either. But let's put two and two together. Come on, man. It's about when you make your content. The Nelk Boys came up off of getting inebriated drunk and doing stupid shit in public and jumping over wine coolers and getting. They would do that. They would set in their videos. They would get really drunk to record. They've said this. This is how they do content. When you start when you tell people that, a lot of people are going to think it's okay. I've seen the Nelk Boys say, "I need to get drunk right now so we can do content." If someone doesn't say wait, pump the brakes, then we're enabling.
Sneako. Look.
All right, before Myron talks, right, I'm going to just maybe let me know if I'm reaching with this, right? You can use Clav as an example because you can see the shit that he's doing. He's doing meth, he's bone smashing, he's doing all this crazy shit for content. He's only 19. He's been doing this since 14. He's doing it for content, right? But now, when he's 25, think about 6 years later when he's 25, right? Imagine if he's fucked up in a fucked up space. Now, are you still going to be like, oh, I don't care, it's your fault that you did meth. It's your fault that you're in this position. Or are you going to just milk him for content? Because if you milk him for content, that's fucked up. Even though, yes, it is his fault that he put himself in that position. Bro, we seen what happens, in the industry when people really get the views, really get the, the attention. Bro, he's smashing his face doing meth for looks, max, and goals. Do you genuinely think his mindset is there? You get me? But that's for a whole different subject. I'm trying to use that as an example.
Here's the thing. If you came to my studio and you were drunk, right? Hypothetically, of course, I would not put that interview out if it made you look bad.
You've said that. I understand.
Yeah, I might be pissed off, whatever. I'm just not going to put it out. My thing is they shouldn't put it out. They could be mad at Steve all day. Don't put the fucking interview out,
It's not okay. What I'm saying is not about like who's right or wrong in the situation. I'm saying that there's clearly like there's a bigger problem right now, right? Where he thinks that he needs to get drunk to do content. And then even then, like, especially one of his friends, I know Mike is closer to Steve than I am. Someone's got to be like, yo, bro, is everything good? Why is he even in the position to get blackout drunk in the middle of the day? This is not Saturday night. They probably did this one.
If they cared, you know what they should have done? Not turn the fucking cameras on and had to talk with him on the side if they really cared.
Okay.
Shout out to you, Thomas.
But in general, like maybe one of his friends or somebody.
Anybody who's kidding, I know that's your boy. He's a fucking snake. I wouldn't be surprised if he's. And Logan Paul is gay too. Like, bro, these dudes. Like, the problem with these, like.
I like Mike. I like Logan. I have no problem with.
Yo, they're normie.
Like, this is making Sneako like sell out. Look like he sells out. I'm not gonna lie, bro. This is just like. Now I can see why people say he looks like a grifter. Because now a couple years ago it was fuck these people. But now, like, you're unbanned now. Now you're cool with, like, you're more on the spaces now. You've been on Aiden Ross, their circles a little bit more. Now it's, I'm cool with them now. Oh, no, they're cool people. Like, you feel me? Like, it's looking kind of bad, bro. I'm going to be so real, Chad. Look at my channel. I'm a huge Sneako fan. Look at my channel. But, bro, it's looking bad now. I can see why people are saying, you know what? You know what I mean?
They're normie guys, bro. Like, for them, it's like clout, attention, whatever, like views. Like, they don't give a fuck, these dudes, bro. Like, it's just
Mike's a good guy.
Like,
Mike's a good guy if you met him.
He's a fake, bro.
When do you want to come to?
Yeah, bro. That's the end of it. I'm not gonna lie, this is not looking too good for it, bro. But Sneako and Myron, they're still friends. Like, that's why Myron deleted the VODs, because he's not gonna try to make his friend Sneako look bad anyway. You know what I mean? So, they're friends. It's nothing serious.